You may come forward now.
My name is Saleh Waziruddin.
Oh, okay,
At
there you
your
go.
Corporate Services Committee meeting, staff said the reason the Niagara sign could not be lit in the colors of the Palestinian flag is because the Palestinian flag could not be raised under the current policy. But one thing has nothing to do with the other. The flag raising and Niagara sign lighting policy has a completely different section for requirements for lighting the Niagara sign, and the rule about flags needing to be from countries recognized by the Government of Canada is only in the flag raising section. This is like asking, how can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? So your current policy allows you to do this. It can be done administratively from the chair, as was done earlier for the colors of the Israeli flag. You don't even need a motion. The chair can just as easily ask tonight for the Niagara sign to be lit in the Palestinian colors for tomorrow night. It can be speedily, if it can be speedily done for one set of colors, it can be just as speedily done for the other colors. You can't say it's divisive to light in the colors of one side of a conflict, but it's not divisive to light in the colors of Israel. But it's not only lighting the Niagara sign. One of the councillors here, as mayor of the city I live in, already has my city, St. Catharines, take a clear stand when he sent my own ward councillor from city council on October 11 to speak in the name of my city as standing with Israel. So if you don't want to light the Niagara sign in the colors of the Palestinian flag because it would take a side, it's too late. It's too late for that. The region has already stepped deep into taking one side, and it would be one-sided not to do the same for the other side. There is only one reason for the reluctance to light the Niagara sign in the colors of Palestine. It is because some see Palestinians as dangerous and see Palestinian resistance to occupation something recognized as a legitimate right implicitly in the Geneva Convention.
Point of order, Mr.
Point
Chair.
of order.
I'm
Councillor
curious.
Foster.
We had our policy come forward at Corporate Services, I believe, and so I believe this is an opportunity for any public member to make comment on the policy itself, not on particular issues. So I'm just wondering, sir, if this is appropriate as to what we're listening to at this point.
You are correct in noting that it should be to the issue that's at hand. And so the presenter has heard that, so I'm sure he'll continue now.
Chair, I do need to explain why, on the policy, why the request under the policy is not honoring the request is a problem. So I do ask your indulgence. It's not very long to make my point.
I'll listen further, but I'm mindful of what Councillor Foster has said of attributing particular, reasons for people doing things. But go ahead. I'll hear you.
Thank you. I'm just explaining some of the issues around the request to light the Niagara sign in the Palestine colors, and I was saying that about vilification of Palestinian resistance, but this is even seen in radio comments on CKTB 610 made by one of you comparing by allusion people like me to the January 6th Capitol rioters. That's how much unreasonable fear there is here of anything to do with support for Palestine. And I'm saying this is racism. It's a specific kind of racism, anti-Palestinian racism. This isn't just something I'm saying or making up. It was recognized in the featured piece on CBC Radio. It's not the same as Islamophobia or anti-Arab racism in general. It's expressed in the general crackdown and vilification of Palestine solidarity we are seeing across the region and right here in Niagara. And people like myself
Point of order, Mr.
don't feel
Chair.
heard or safe.
Point of order, Councillor Foster.
Yes, I thought you were very clear in your commentary back to the delegate. So, and I think the point of order is that you can talk about the policy, but let's stay away from individual things because it's the policy that's coming out of the minutes.
I'm done with any individual comments.
You're finished?
No, not with all my comments, but with anything referring to any individual's actions.
Because Councillor Foster is correct, but go ahead.
Thank you. If it's seen as divisive to even discuss a request that is perfectly allowed under the current policy discussed in the minutes, then it's truly ironic because look at the division that's been created by not allowing delegates to speak in January or even to pull the discussion from the agenda and then double down by killing any discussion on pulling it from the agenda. Look at the division caused by people who are equally residents of this community being shut out. You can't alienate us in the name of not alienating people because we're people too, saying you have to get along with both sides when not only has a region, but at least one municipality taken a side, but it won't listen to the other side. The request to light the Niagara sign in the region, in the colors of Palestine, fully in accordance with the current lighting policy, comes from a wide range of residents. 96 people have sent all 32 of you letters by email, and they're from 9 of the 12 municipalities in the region. So people directly represented by the majority of you are asking for this. Just a second here, please. And it's not even something that would make Niagara an outlier or out of step. Edmonton lit their symbol in the colors of the Palestinian flag months ago. Niagara should catch up. To show that you value human life as human life, when you have shown this for lives lost on one side of the conflict, but not to show you value the many more human lives that have been lost by Palestinians, when your own policy allows it, when the chair's actions have demonstrated this can be swiftly done without the need for emotion, will leave people no choice but to see your decision as an unfair and unequal implementation of your own lighting policy as just a little bit racist. It's the opposite of what the region's policy calls for, celebrating diversity and inclusivity, and it's the opposite of what was just spoken of just before I started speaking, of everyone needing to feel heard and supported. Thank you.